Hello, everyone. Today's topic is signs of frustration. So, I'm going to use today's elevation worship sermon as it's actually part of the signs of restoration as well. So, every week when I listen to sermon, connect with the church community and also God and also the word, always it feels like the sermon itself is telling directly to me. So I'll give you an example, okay? So a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, I actually became a friend with one of the professional that I met at a trade show. And because we're in the same field, we kind of like share ideas and solutions ideas and share those knowledge, which is good, right? As a neighbor. And actually that friend had a very good heart. I'll give you the reason why I use the past tense and we became a friend and share like family pictures and also he tried to also connect me with people that he's close with, and that was really nice of him, and I felt, wow, he's a very nice neighbor and very good person. And his wife is also, they're also international married couple. So he's local, he's Canadian, but his wife is from Philippines. So anyway, long story short, we built a repo, but then he maybe like, I felt like he actually crossed the line because there is a boundary, right? So in terms of my time and also in terms of the word that the male friend can use, there's a boundary. So I don't mind being a friend and being the good neighbor to whether it's male or female neighbor, but there's a boundary, especially when it comes to opposite sex. And he closed the deal and he was excited and he sent me the message and saying, I'm on fire, babe. And what? That word just didn't sit well with me. I'm not your bro. I'm not your neighbor. I'm your friend. I'm your neighbor. I said that jokingly, LOL. And today's sermon actually mentioned about the people's calling you, whether it's mom, dog mama, or pastor, nickname, like Pastor Stevens Furtick's wife call him babe, right? And nobody can call him babe. And this incident actually, it was kind of like a reminder that yeah, that stood out to me, and the story itself was telling me again and reminded of that incident, reinforcing that incident, right? So and I told him like, I'm not your babe. I'm your friend, I'm your neighbor. That's it. LOL, right? So he says sorry, blah blah blah. It's just an expression. I say no worries. Just no worries. And I kind of like moved on because obviously I don't think that he had an ill intention or something, but I felt like he kind of like crossed the boundary, right? So I expressed that. But you know what? He replied me back saying, I don't F around, blah, blah, blah. So if he's like very straight and if he knows that his intention was good and no negative, intention, then he doesn't really need to say, oh, immediately I won't message you, right? Like I feel like I kind of like pinpoint the things that he wanted to secretly hide or something, because like if your intention is really right, then like when somebody's saying do not use the word, then okay, like I think I crossed the line, sorry, and then move on, right? So anyway, and then the long story short, the reason I brought this up is because actually, and he said, immediately, I won't message you. And that came across as reactive mode meaning like just being very devoured by his ego or emotion. And that actually reminded me of like the past version of me. And and then I message him back, think, read your message. And the reason why I'm sharing this episode a message and this illustration and the story is because not to finger point at him, but I also mentioned that reminded me of my past version, right? So obviously, yes, we all have emotions and feelings, but that doesn't mean we need to be controlled by that, right? So we can think straight, we can pause and we can reflect and we can, yeah, go from there, right? And so I'm in the process of being restored, and the one of the signs that you are in that process of being restored and restoration stage and process is someone's behavior really reminds you of your past version of you. And that that hit that incident actually hit me so hard. My behavior, maybe in the past, my behavior may have affected this person feel that way. You know that aha, like, oh, like that moment. So number one sign is that through people, you'll get to understand deeply the wrongdoings of yourself. Not in a bad way, but obviously grace is there's no condemnation here. Obviously, grace is higher and grace is bigger than your past mistake or past version of you. Obviously, yes. But it struck me so hard and I needed to bring this example up because this was one of the example. And another example is I actually checked this episode from YouTube, and things that resonated with me. I'll just mention the things or the signs that resonated with me and also that stood out to me so much. And I knew that I'm in that restoration stage. And when I listened to the podcast, and I knew right away, I need to share this with you because there are some people that you also need to listen to this. So, sign one, I already mentioned, right? Sign two is there's transcending peace. Even though, like, that doesn't mean that you're not going through the challenges or obstacles or the storms, whatever you call it. There's a sign that you actually transcended all of those and know that God will give you that you are praying for. And because of that, you have that peace because it's already written, it's already done deal. You're not praying from the wanting stage, but you're praying as if you're already given to you, you're already having it. So there's unusual transcending peace, okay? And at the same time, another signal. You are being reminded of the very, very small things that you've prayed for, which became your reality. So you find the joy in simple things in life again. For example, my case, of course, I pray for XYZ, but I am also living in the life that I've been praying for. For example, my two chihuahuas. I've been always wanted a small dog in my entire life since like 4 years old or 5 years old. And yeah, that was my dream, right? And now I am living with these two chihuahuas that I love so much. and also my soulmate. I've been praying for the one for so long. When my university friends and my high school friends, they meet like their soulmate, their marriage partner so easily and got married early. But like I've been praying since like, when I was a kid, and still in my like 20s, mid 20s, I couldn't really find the right one. And and but now I'm living with my soulmate. So I think what I'm trying to say here is I've been reminded of all of the things that I've prayed for. And I am living in that life that I've been praying for. And also live in Korea and live abroad and, living that dream life. And now I live in Toronto. And even though I have challenges that I'm praying for, I am living that dreaming life and dreamy life and that I've been praying for so long, right? So I've been reminded of this all answered prayers, and I felt and I knew that I'm in that restoration stage. And another symbol, another sign is that you are connected with the divine connections. So, God, where are you? I need you so much. And I know you're there, blah, blah, blah. When I'm crying out to God like that, and all of a sudden there is the contact, there is the person who tried to help me with XYZ, and there is divine connection. No, and I knew, oh wow, I'm pretty sure that he's also believers. I'm not quite sure, but I feel that God is connecting me with that person who is divine connections. And also, obviously, all of the seasons that you're in, there's a purpose for that. And even though you think that it's a setback, actually it's a set up for God for you to be prepared for the next season. And I always been reminded of this journey and this season that I'm in, because this is a preparation season. This is the very reason why, and that's why I'm in the process of being trained. And you know the purpose, and you know that this is not a setback, even though logically speaking and from the worldly point of view, this is a setback. Obviously, you know the purpose behind it, and you know this is not a setback, but set up. So these are the signs that I resonated with me, with the signs that I read and that I listened to from the one of the podcasts. And there were different signs, but I only want to mention about the things that I've experienced because I've experienced it, and I think that is more persuasive. And you may experience something different. And if you are in that season of being restored, comment below what signal you have experienced and why do you think that this is the season of restoration for you. And thank you so much for following this journey. And if you like this episode, please click the like button and also connect with us on Fitwell.to on Instagram. And if you like this episode, please subscribe and put on the notification. Thank you so much.